Joe Biden makes the comments, right? Everybody loses their ish. And, well, the GOP investigates it. This is getting wild. White House may have violated a law with whitewash of Biden's garbage comment. Now, this is very similar to kind of what Hillary Clinton did with BleachBit on her server, getting rid of the evidence, scrubbing it. Now, they've been doing this for quite some time with Joe Biden because he's cognitively not working correctly. Still haven't got an apology from Democrats for that one. Yeah, for voting in this guy with his brain not working. Isn't that a remarkable thing? They're going to sit there and lecture us that Donald Trump's not fit to hold office. All the while they voted for a guy, literally, it's not fit to hold office. So much so that after they voted for him, and then we had to deal with this 3.5 years of bullshit, that they took him off the ballot and replaced him with another lady that still is just as terrible as he is. And they're going to lecture all of us about it. Yeah, okay. House Republicans announced on Wednesday an investigation into how the White House handled President Joe Biden calling former President Donald Trump supporters garbage during remarks to a Latino voting group in response to a comedian's joke about Puerto Rico. The comedian was Tony Hinchcliffe, and he's one of the greatest. So here we have a letter from House GOP and Oversight Committee, James Comer, said the White House may have violated federal law by releasing a false transcript of Biden's remarks while seeking to boost the campaign of Trump's 2024 rival in the White House race. So they're scrubbing it from what was actually said. Look, Americans were rightfully insulted when President Biden, truthfully, I wasn't insulted. I have thick skin. Maybe some of you were, but it only bothers you if it's true. None of us are garbage. It doesn't bother us at all. They call us racist, bigots, sexist, homophobes. It doesn't bother us because we know it's not true. Seeking to boost Harris's presidential campaign referred to an erroneous swath of the country as floating garbage. Biden's words were kind of taken out of context, according to the White House, which we'll see right now in just one moment. But if you're enjoying what you're seeing, folks, make sure you hit that like button. If you're new to the channel, we do this every single day, weekdays, 6 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Now, you would think, oh, okay, Kamala Harris would be prepared to answer this question. She might be prepared to sit there and give a really good response to, hey, why did your running guy, the guy that you were in the White House with, why did he call everybody garbage? Well, let's hear what she has to say. Let's hear the potential next president of the United States.
Biden put his comment last night about garbage.
Listen, I think that, first of all, he clarified his comments, but let me be clear, I strongly disagree with any criticism of people based on who they vote for.
Isn't this the lady that just called all of us like a threat to democracy for years? Isn't this a lady that called Joe Biden racist during the campaign? Isn't this a lady that called you all extremists? Remember, the Biden-Harris administration, a lot of people don't know this. That's why I keep saying it. The Biden-Harris administration, their DHS advisory board that had former intelligence officers on it, said that if you are a religious person in America, if you're a Trump supporter, and I'm being very specific with my words, by the way, or if you ever served in the military, you are deemed a terror risk in your own country. And she's going to sit there and say something like that? Unbelievable. Unbelievable. But what's interesting is Kamala admits that she spoke to Biden after he called President Trump supporters garbage, but says it didn't come up. Huh?
Spoken to him about his comments and his intentions?
He did call me last night, but this didn't come up.
Yeah, we decided not to talk about it. One of the biggest news stories that totally undercut your entire campaign. Yeah, I didn't really want to mention it to him. So the reporter then goes, hey, do you sympathize with any voters who feel offended by or insulted by the garbage comment?
Do you sympathize with any voters who do feel offended by or insulted by the garbage comments?
I am running for president of the United States. I will be traveling to 3 states today to do what I have been doing throughout, which is talking with the American people about the fact that, first of all, I get it in terms of the concerns they have about challenges like the price of groceries.
We're talking about the economy, Kamala. We're talking about the economy. No, that's what she's talking about. We're fucking talking about the garbage truck is what we're talking about. We're talking about him, meaning Joe Biden, calling all of us garbage. We're talking about the economy. We're talking about groceries. I'm going to fix everything. What the hell is she talking about, man? The question was about the freaking insult. By the way, check us out on TikTok. You guys, we're going viral like every day. It's freaking bonkers. We did the Tony Hinchcliffe thing. That's 400,000 views with like 400 followers at the time. And then just last night in like 6 hours, we got like 150,000 views. It's crazy what's going on TikTok. We also have Kamala saying that she wants to unify and break through this era of divisiveness. Folks, they just got done calling us Nazis. They just got done calling us a bunch of Nazis.
Whether we are going to be a nation of people who attempt to unify and break through this era of divisiveness, or are we going to be a nation of people who has a president stewing in the Oval Office over his enemies list?
If I was a reporter, see, this is why I could never be a reporter, because I'd just be a smartass. I would sit there and have like a mirror ready to go. And the second she's standing right in front of me, I would just pop the mirror out and I would just put it in front of her face. I'd probably lose my job over it, but God, man, it would be great, wouldn't it? Wouldn't it? Thank you, Pat. Pat says, love the Bald Brad mug. Get yours at Bald Brad store. Love that, sir. Thank you. Yes, links in the description. We have an entire website. We got it all, baby. We got it all over here. Now, she gets on the aircraft and, well, she's pootered. She looks miserable here, you guys. I had somewhat of I felt bad for her for like 2 seconds. Meow, 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 meow. I mean, to be fair, she does is she's she's campaigning a lot, you guys. She's going through your kitchen table issues with Joe Biden. She can't get any sleepy by. So Kamala Harris is saying that about Joe Biden calling all of us garbage. And then you also have Karine Jean-Pierre here during yesterday's White House press briefing.
Does he think less of Americans who support Trump than he does of those who do not? Yeah. And two, why is he using that kind of rhetoric? How is that presidential?
So a couple of things. So just to clarify, he was not calling Trump supporters garbage, which is why he this is why he wanted to make sure that we put out a statement that clarified what he meant and what he was trying to say. And so just want to make that very clear for folks who are watching.
Does he think...
Yo, isn't that insane? Just gaslighting the shit out of everybody. Yeah, no, he didn't call you garbage. Yes, he did. Yes, we played the clip. He certainly did.
Language was not specific. It came out, if you were listening to that video.
I was in the room. Amr, I was in the room.
I'm sorry, but if you were listening,
but
if you were any sort of normal person listening to that video or looking at the clips online, you could come to the conclusion that he was calling, at minimum, this one man garbage, or not, if not all Trump supporters garbage.
Well,
does he regret not being more precise with this language? And does he also?
I'm waiting for the question to end, but well, keep going.
And I apologize.
Yeah,
the second part of that is, does he have any regret for how this has shadowed Vice President Harris's campaign?
So a couple of things there, because there's a lot that you laid out. Look, the president wanted to clarify because he understood that what he may have said he understood that what he was saying was being taken out of context. So he wanted to be very, very clear.
Yo, he was very clear. I honest to God don't think you actually could have been more clear if you were Joe Biden. Like in his moment of actually him being coherent, he was very clear. The clearest he's actually ever been, I think, since his presidency. Trump supporters are garbage. Like you can't get clear
about what he was trying to say.
$180,000 that woman gets paid. By the way, she got a promotion. Yeah, a lot of people actually aren't aware of that. She got a promotion. So she's actually doing multiple jobs in the White House now. Get this shit, you guys. Her promotion is to advise the President of the United States. So not only is she the White House press secretary, she's also an advisor now to the President of the United States, the lady that has to read from a binder. And even though she's flipping through that binder, there's never any answers to any questions that are being proposed. It's a remarkable thing. It truly is. And here she is gaslighting you again. This is the same lady that sat there and lied to the press 5 times that she didn't know, even though she did, that there was classified documents in Joe Biden's diaper. Okay. More or less his garage. Okay. You got me. The Biden Pence Center. But you understand what I mean. She lied 5 times to the press. We did an entire week-long thing with it. It was awesome. It was one of the other greatest things about politics that she got called out by the press 5 separate times.
So those comments were made as the vice president was speaking about unity at the Ellipse last night. Did the president speak to the vice president before or after that speech?
Well, I think in a gaggle that the vice president did not too long ago, she confirmed that she had a conversation with the president. The president was very proud of the vice president. She gave a historic speech last night, and he certainly wanted to congratulate her.
So that was after the speech.
That was after
and did
the
the
speech.
president make any reference to these remarks or apologize to the vice
What I
president?
can say is I'm not going to get into private discussions here. That's not something that we do from the podium. I'm not going to do that. But the president and the vice president speak regularly. That is not uncommon.
No, they don't. That's another lie. They've gone like weeks, like 3 weeks without even seeing each other and talking to each other. It's a complete lie. This is the same thing when she would come out like months ago. Oh, they eat lunch every day, but they didn't. So I think it was Axios. Some report came out from the White House staffers to an outlet and said, yeah, they don't ever talk. They haven't seen each other in like 3 weeks. It might have been even 3 months. I forgot which one it was. And so that's why they did that photo op of them sitting across from the table eating lunch together, because they don't ever do it. It's a complete lie.
She is the vice president. He is the president. So obviously, they have direct communications pretty often. And he did have a conversation last night because he was proud of her historic speech, and he wanted to congratulate her. And again, they speak regularly.
So those comments.
They don't speak regularly. Nobody speaks to Joe regularly. Nobody. She doesn't even speak to Joe regularly. How do I know that? Because another report came out. We called it the White House drama. We did an entire episode on it, of how she was pissed because she had to share the podium with John Kirby. And John Kirby was getting all the FaceTime. He was the most liked by Joe Biden, and she wasn't allowed to get briefed by the president. And so it was creating a grift. It was creating drama in the White House because her and John Kirby were butting heads. And that's why if you look at the other White House press briefings, the time was split almost down the line perfectly, like 30 minutes, 30 minutes. And that's why she was being power hungry and selecting the people for John Kirby as if he can't do it. So she wasn't getting FaceTime. Nobody gets FaceTime with Joe other than the beaches of Delaware, which Joe went on vacation again, by the way. I still can't believe the dude went on vacation again with everything going on. Look, go hit the tees for a little bit, have a cigar, go out with the boys. Like Trump goes and golfs all the time. I'm actually okay with that. One, it doesn't take that much time. And two, you get a lot of thinking done, and go golf with the guys, maybe golf with your intelligence officers and see what the hell they think about things. Hash the shit out on the tees, you know what I mean? With a brew and stuff with a nice stogie in your mouth. Let's go. I get it. So was Biden reading from a script when he called Trump supporters garbage? This was a good question.
Was the president reading from a script? It looked like he was reading from notes. Were those comments written out for him in some form?
Okay. No, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Audrey.
No, it's okay.
No, finish. I want you to finish your statement. I'm sorry.
It would be useful to know whether there was a prepared remark that he was reading from, and if so, whether that should have been.
Lady, get the question out. God, we get it. This is her profession. Hey, guys, I'm in a closet. I know a lot of you don't know that, but we're in a closet, very tiny closet, okay? That's why you're so close to my camera, because it's not that far away. I'm going to be the reporter. Thank you, Miss Karine Jean-Pierre, for taking my question. Was Joe Biden reading from a script when he called 74 million Americans garbage?
Changed or whether he was said
a couple of things. I'm not going to get into specific here. It's not unusual for a president or the vice president or any elected official to have notes in front of them when they're speaking.
Yeah, says the lady with a fucking huge ass binder in front of her. Hey, don't you love that how she always goes, yeah, I'm not going to get into specifics. She always says that. We almost cover every single White House press briefing. Not as of late, because because Joe Biden's gone. She always says she's not getting into specifics. That's literally her job, is to get in specifics. Stop with the closet jokes. I see you guys. Stop it, Krager.
To a crowd or to a group of people, that is not unusual. What I can say is the president wanted to make sure that his words were not being taken out of context, and so he wanted to clarify, and that's what you heard from the president. He was.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they had to clarify. They had to clarify by scrubbing the transcripts, so now they're getting a lawsuit on their asses. Oh, God. Now, she defended Biden's smear of Trump supporters as garbage. She actually defended it. Check this out.
Vice President is facing questions about his comments today. So does the president regret at all the distraction this is causing from her campaign in these final days?
Here's what I'll say. Yes, the vice president spoke to this, and she said herself that the president clarified these statements.
Vice President is...
Uh-huh. Yeah, sure he did. No, he did a really good job of clarifying. So Kamala once again defends Biden calling Trump supporters garbage. I think that the president has explained what he meant. Oh, he did. Yeah, he was clear.
Trump says that while you were making your closing pitch for unity last night, President Biden was calling his supporters garbage. What did you think when you heard President Biden make those comments?
Well, first of all, I think that the president has explained what he meant.
She's so bad. You notice that? Did you notice that they're going, hey, do you think the president changed or got his point across of what he wanted to do? Why don't you ask the question this way? Hey, why'd you call 74 million Americans garbage? No. We this is the exact quote. Do you notice there's no pushback? If it was JD Vance, Trump, anybody that had an R next to the name for Republican, major pushback. But these idiots here that like to jump up and down, yeah, these guys. Oh, thank you so much. They get away with it.